So I didn't know this was going on either, but apparently there's these YouTube purists out there. And if you promote your video, your views are not as authentic.
That's like the new selling out, is promoting your video.
I think it stems from a lot of misconception. I mean, do you get mad at movie trailers?
If the content's good, people will watch it. If it's not, people won't.
That's it.
It doesn't matter what you do.
That's it.
I mean, it's like we're using chopsticks instead of forks. Why would you use chopsticks? Because you're a pompous prick? Like, Sue, I use chopsticks.
I use chopsticks.
Hey, I know. That's what I mean. I throw those right in the garbage because we have forks now.
Sometimes I stab the chicken with my chopsticks because I get very upset.
That's a fork now. It's a wooden fork.
On the Joker 2 short, did you see that comment? You should have your own opinions and get a backbone.
What do you call you?
Oh my God.
You spineless prick.
If
I wanted to type in, yeah, you spineless bitch.
If there was ever a 100% definitive proof that you cannot win in this life, it's someone saying that I don't have my own opinions.
Yeah, God, if only. Kidding? Lock that guy in a room with you for a day, then he'll be begging you to fucking not have a...
Okay, no more. Don't give up.
You have a backbone.
The unchosen ones.
No, I don't want... God, this computer, they keep asking me to buy tons of shit every time I turn it on.
Oh, I'll get rid of it for you. It's bloatware.
Your bloatware.
It's bloatware. There's your computer has bloatware in it. I'll get it out after we're done.
Bloated?
It is. It's bloated.
The computer's on its period. Woman computer. I want a man computer.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Is that Klingon?
Oh. Grandpa's old cough medicine in there. That'll put some hair on your chest. Big Superman week. Yeah? Saw all that stuff? I know you did because you sent me a lot of it.
You saw it because I sent it.
Right. Lot of cool stuff, man.
Looks so good.
I'm getting excited. I'm starting to get excited.
Don't do that.
I'm starting to get excited because some of the views, the suit is looking a little tighter.
I told you that was going to happen.
Well, I don't
he's
like
not
when
stupid.
I don't
he
like
knows
when
what he's doing.
I don't like when you're right. No. I'm getting excited. The color is just crazy nice.
George is getting excited.
All right, let's just stay calm here. Don't get all crazy on me.
I'm really liking the whole
vibe.
Yeah, the vibe and just it looks like it's popping off off a page.
It's like a comic book.
Right. Yeah.
That's what Guardians look like. It was a little darker. This is going to be lighter.
Yeah.
Even lighter than that.
It's really looking cool. James Gunn, he doesn't give a fuck.
Language.
He doesn't care he doesn't care about the haters. He doesn't care about what the Snyder faithful. Oh, damn. Right in the top of the show. Right at the top of the show.
Snyder cultists.
And again, I am a huge fan of Zack Snyder. But it just it's not a problem. He makes good movies.
That's what you talk about.
He just I think he had the wrong tone for Superman, and this looks like the right tone. And James Gunn is unapologetic about what he's doing here, and I think that's the only way you can. That's really the way you got to be when you do these kind of things.
It's his movie. He's going to do what he wants to do. You like it or you don't.
We got the Superman robots.
Those are so
How cool is that?
And the way they talk to him.
Yeah, the way they talk. And the fortress
when it moving
like
to the sun.
And
he's got those little details that are really cool.
A lot of fan service, but not just fan service, like stuff that you've wanted that should have been a part of this at some point somewhere, but just hasn't been. Yeah. People getting upset because he's screaming when he's healing.
He's not getting hurt. He's healing. It's not hurting him.
Right. It's not hurting him.
Moron.
His bones are physically connecting back together.
I think that might cause a little bit of an itch.
That might hurt a little bit. And give him, instead of criticizing him, you should be giving him credit because no one's ever thought of that before. Right. Every time Superman's in the sun, he just, he's like, he just gets stronger again. But no one ever takes into account if he's got internal injuries, that would cause some pain.
Right. Like when Wolverine heals.
Yeah,
they had him screaming. And
right.
Yeah.
Exactly like when Wolverine heals. Same thing. No one's ever really explored that with Superman. I mean, he does feel pain when there's pain to be felt.
His bones are broken in that scene.
Yeah.
His liver's
Krypto made sure of that.
That's great too. Like nothing he's shown from Krypto has been bad yet.
Yeah, Krypto is a bad boy. He's a bad boy.
It's so good. It's all CGI. It's crazy.
I know, that's crazy
Such
how good.
good CGI.
It's crazy how good that looks.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they asked him about will it be more like the MCU, he actually said it's going to be more like Star Wars. James Gunn. He said
Whoa.
He said this means the DCU will have a larger, more expansive timeline and universe with different eras and storylines coexisting. So it's truly going to be a DC universe. Right. It's not all going to be on Earth. Really going to explore the Green Lanterns and probably Warworld and Darkseid and all that stuff, and really going to, because he's really the one that took the MCU into outer space with Guardians. Right. So it's kind of cool that he's ushering in DC as well, doing that.
I mean, his movies are arguably some of the best DC or MCU movies.
The Guardian trilogy is great. Right. That's a great trilogy.
I mean, you could say that's the best of the trilogy. You could argue it.
Well, no, you got to say Captain America's the best trilogy.
You couldn't argue it.
Oh, we can argue anything.
Yeah, but you wouldn't take that seriously, that argument?
I would immediately put it number 2 to Captain America.
It's still pretty good.
Yeah, but Captain America's got to take number 1.
Because 2 wasn't that great. Guardians 2 was kind of...
Oh, I like Guardians 2 just fine. Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people like that.
Really? Guardians 2?
Yeah, the Earth thing was a little... What was his name?
No, Ego?
Ego was a little weird.
Oh, I thought that was amazing. Yeah, I love Kurt Russell as that.
It's the
he was
worst
a great
of the
villain.
3 movies, right?
I say
3's better than 2.
I think it's a photo finish.
Really?
Yeah. In my opinion. Of course, I'm not supposed to have opinions according to some people anymore.
I've been trying to get that happen for years. I have billboards up.
I knew that was you. I knew it. But I think it's going to work because it has to. It just has to work.
I mean, it just has to be real. I mean, good. I'm just looking for good. I know you want it to be great.
No, it's not want to be great. This has to be great. It's not a matter of
above average.
No. It has to be Iron Man 2008 level. It's got to be that. It's got to be that. It can't. You can't leave the theater with like, it was okay. You can't. That can't be. That's not the level. That's not what we're looking for. No. It's got to usher in a new era, just like Iron Man did in 2008, and it's got to be that level. I mean, Iron Man 2008 is one of the best MCU movies still to this day. Yeah. But it didn't have a very strong, as much as I love Jeff Bridges, that villain wasn't really strong. Yeah. At least Superman has Lex Luthor right off the bat.
Well, yeah, there's better material for Superman for sure. Iron Man wasn't even that popular.
No one cared about Iron Man then. Yeah. No, he was a B-list hero when that came out.
So that makes it even better to make that a good movie.
Right. Yeah. You could argue that it was easier because they had, with Iron Man, no one was expecting really much, and it blew everyone away. With Superman, this is much different because everyone's expecting the world, and the stakes are literally the studio. Warner Brothers is riding on this. Yeah. All the chips, Warner Brothers chips, are all in the middle of the table.
That's gonna be a stressful weekend for them. You imagine? It's got to be Deadpool and Wolverine type, right? Like good.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be Deadpool Wolverine, because Deadpool Wolverine was just a fan orgasm, right? Well, this has to be more. This has to be more like a coherent, really good Superman story. That's what this has to be. I can imagine, like in that new show, The Studio, which is so great. You've been watching that?
Yeah, it's great.
Oh my God, it's so good.
You can tell right away when you see a show like that, like even like from the opening credits, you can tell it's going to be a good show. Like, you know, there's quality in there.
They're doing so many incredible things, especially with all those one shots. But I can imagine like the real life executives with I wonder if James Gunn's getting any. I mean, he's the top guy, right? So he doesn't have people giving him notes.
No, he is the guy.
He is the guy. He gives himself notes.
Well, there's this, what's that guy's name? The CEO.
David Zaslav. You think he sends him like notes, emails?
I don't know. I doubt it.
Probably not.
I think, they hired him to just run it. So let him run it.
And then we got some Supergirl leaked footage. I mean, you can barely see her, but then there was concept art too. The concept art suit looks identical to the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comic.
That's what they're basing it on.
Yeah, but I didn't think they were going to go like exact 1-to-1. It looks like 1-to-1 with the exception of like the those lines they're putting on there, which I could give or take. I don't really care.
I'm surprised they went with the skirt. I wasn't sure if they were going to.
I was surprised too they went with the skirt, but that's okay. I didn't care. If they went pants, skirt, I really didn't care, but the skirt is the classic look.
I can't wait for those comments. Whatever they're going to come up with.
You think we'll get the more progressive people upset because it's a skirt?
Sure. Yeah. Why does she have to have a skirt on?
Right, those idiots.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to get that comic. It's been on my my watch list for like a year.
It's going to be expensive now.
Yeah, I could always get there's your favorite thing, the omnibus. I could always get one of those and get the whole story in one fell swoop. What do you think they're going to do for the popcorn bucket? Because now that every movie has to have a special edition popcorn bucket.
For the, I got some ideas for the Wonder with the Supergirl one, but they can't do that.
What? Tell us.
I mean, you got to have Superman's just his body, maybe with the head.
Well, I'm thinking it's got to be Krypto.
Oh yeah, Krypto.
It's got to be Krypto's face,
maybe
and
with his mouth open. Or something.
Yeah, maybe his mouth open and the cape on the back.
That'd be cool.
It's got to be a Krypto bucket.
I mean, what can you do? You can't put a hole in his head. Like that's weird.
You could as long as the ears are up, you could have the middle.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, and then the cape.
Right.
That'd be cool. Whatever it is, I'm buying it.
I've never seen these buckets. Every time we go to the movies, like they don't have the buckets.
I saw them recently in AMC, not AMC, Cinemark. Cinemark had a large selection of them.
Really?
Yeah, I saw them there. But a lot of the ones that you see that people show on Instagram and things like that, I don't like.
I think they're at the big theaters, like the Man's Chinese.
I haven't seen a lot of them.
Yeah.
Some of them I think they get sold out real fast. But I did see the at Cinemark they had the Captain America one with the wings popping out. I did see that one.
How much was it?
It's like $20.
That's not bad.
It's not terrible.
Isn't the popcorn $20 anyway? Large popcorn,
right?
I mean, how much more is it?
The popcorn is $18.95, and the bucket is only $2.
That's a no-brainer.
But whatever the bucket is,
it could be Lex's head.
It could be bald because he's bald, right? That'd be good. Yeah.
That. Or the fortress, maybe. Top of the fortress.
Very
open.
Pointy. You're going to hurt someone.
Yeah, but that's kind of cool.
Can you imagine you slip and fall and kill yourself on a Fortress of Solitude popcorn bucket? That'd be a way to go out.
Opening night. It's not a good look.
You don't even get to see the movie.
And it was...
And it's so
it's
people
really
are so enthralled with wanting to see the movie. They're like, that guy. I don't care.
I've been waiting for this for years.
He's bleeding in the aisle out. I don't care. Get his bucket. Get his bucket.
Casualty of war.
Yeah. Nothing's stopping me from seeing this movie. Even a dead guy in the aisle.
If you're gonna go out, that's kind of a cool way.
It's kind of cool, yeah. How'd Jeff die?
You ever see Superman? He didn't.
I did see they had a bunch of Minecraft popcorn buckets when I took my kid to see that because she's a big Minecraft player.
McDonald's is doing a whole bunch of stuff too, like whole meals.
Yeah, this movie was predicted to bomb badly. Meanwhile, what are we up to now?
Jack Black seems to just do well.
He's like the
With
king of these
movies.
video game movies now. I mean, now we have Jumanji, right? And then Mario Brothers, and now Minecraft.
Who's going to see that? Kids?
These kids think it's Endgame. They cheer, they jump up, they clap. They have all these parts where they know it's coming, so they're seeing it multiple times. So they orchestrate this stuff. They get in there, they throw food everywhere.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's very
I don't like any of it.
It's very rambunctious.
I think a bunch of kids got thrown out.
Yeah. People are getting thrown out. But the theater should be like welcoming it because no one's going to freaking theaters. So let them come in. I know it's kids, okay, the kids throwing I mean, if it gets violent, that's one thing. But, throwing some popcorn, is that really that terrible?
We didn't throw popcorn.
No, I was a good boy. I never did anything wrong.
You got detention once.
One time I got detention, yes. But yeah, they coordinated and they jump up and clap when a certain character comes on. The pig with the wings and the crown.
Stupid.
And it's a whole thing.
Kids are dumb.
They have this whole lore. And they love it. It's their end game. They go crazy. They go bonkers for it.
What studio released this?
It was Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah. So they're having a good year so far. So Superman better beat Minecraft. If Superman doesn't beat Minecraft, I'm going to be very depressed.
So now they're going to start making video game movies.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when something is successful.
Latch onto it.
They're going to just start making everything. Tetris is going to get a movie next.
I would see Tetris. It's just supposed to be a long, boring movie. Tedious.
Where's the skinny brick? Skinny brick! Skinny brick! Did you ever see that movie about the beginning of Tetris with Egerton, the guy who played Elton John.
Yeah.
That's a crazy story about Tetris. Like there was like Russian mafia involved. It's crazy.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
It's always a great game. You could always play Tetris.
It was worth people dying for.
I think so.
Yeah. I think I still have the original Game Boy with the Tetris cartridge.
I have it somewhere.
I think it's yours. I think
it's in
I
the
have
red case?
Yeah, I have that.
Why do you have that?
That's mine now.
My name's on it.
It literally
There's
is.
a Ninja Turtle painted on, isn't
Yes,
there? What? Where's my Game Boy, bitch?
Possession 9/10 of the law.
No, it's not.
I don't even know what that means. I just say it.
It's not a law. It's not a real law.
It's somewhere in this room. It's in here.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think so.
Sounds like a challenge.
Physical challenge.
We both got cases with our names on them.
Did we each have a Game Boy?
Yeah. So
I
what
had a
happened
Game
to
Boy
yours? Yes. You got a case too with your name on it. Your
Where's
stupid
my
name
Game
on
Boy?
it. I don't know. Maybe I have yours.
No, I think there was only one Game Boy.
Why would I have a case?
Because that's just where we kept it. Because it had foam in it. It had a foam case.
It's like a weapons case.
I think I took it from you a few times and beat you up.
You might have. Isn't Donatello on it?
It's I think it's Leonardo.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to find it.
Does it work?
Probably. I remember the battery door case was broken.
Yeah, we always had to.
You had to hold it. We had to tape it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's somewhere. I'll find it. I'm sure it's
Why don't
worth.
you
I'm
still
sure it's
fire it up?
probably worth money. An original Game Boy. It's
not-
got to be worth
it's not
a
in
few
great
shekels.
shape.
Probably worth a few shekels.
Well, don't sell it. It's mine.
I'm putting it on eBay tomorrow.
I'll buy it.
I'm going to bid it up. I'm going to shill bid. Couple of cool movie trailers that dropped. Tron Ares. This looks even better than I thought it was going to be.
I've never seen any of the Tron.
Oh my God. Okay, we're going to watch them. Because this one is an incredible, just what a concept, a alien invasion from within the planet instead of from without. Really, really interesting. And boy, man, that the light cycle in the real world,
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
effing shit up, man, that looked really cool. I just wonder what kind of casualty or horrible bodily damage that Jared Leto is going to get, because he is the king of either getting killed or maimed in every movie except when he played Joker.
Well, because he was barely in it.
Well, he was in a good portion of Suicide Squad, but that's like the only movie where he doesn't get horribly maimed or just straight up killed. If you watch Jared Leto has this thing. We've always, me and my buddy I was roommates with, we had this thing about Jared Leto. We started noticing, like every movie he was in, it just horrible shit would happen to this guy. Every character.
Well, that Dallas Buyers Club he was in, right?
He died in that. Got AIDS. Yeah, dead. If you go through all his characters,
He's good at it.
he's good at tragedy. Yeah. But I don't know exactly how this is going to work. Like, is Flynn's son going to be in this from Legacy, or is he not even in this? Is the character that escaped, Olivia Wilde's character that escaped in Legacy, is she going to be in this? Don't know what exactly the story is here yet, but it looks really, really interesting.
Looks like good action.
Tron's never come into the real world like this. It's always been them going into the video game world. So that's like even scarier than Aliens. Because like, how do you fight digital people? It's just going to be Jeff Goldblum uploading a virus, and that's the end of the movie. And then Naked Gun as well.
That looks fantastic.
It looks really interesting.
Everyone loves it. I got so much shit when I first put up, like months ago. I
Right.
put up a post. Like,
Right.
Well, you shouldn't redo it. This is stupid.
Right.
Leslie Nielsen's the only one who could do it.
I can't believe that Liam Neeson is going to these, like, he's going full Leslie Nielsen in this.
Yeah, well, you have to.
He's got the skirt on. He's no shame, which you can't have any.
No, not now.
Yeah. That scene they showed where they're all praying, or not praying, but talking to portraits of their dead fathers. And then the OJ guy.
Yeah. That was a great way to put it in there. It's
Right.
smart.
I mean, of course it's going to be funny. It's Seth MacFarlane.
He doesn't, I mean,
Yeah.
he's not going to be
It's not,
woke,
yeah, it's
whatever
not
you
going
call
to,
that.
Seth MacFarlane is not going to pull any punches. He hasn't for decades on Family Guy. Family Guy is the most un-PC show of all time.
There's some horrible shit on that show.
Go back and watch some Family Guys. I mean, you're like, oh my God.
Remember that episode where they get stuck in the bank? Stewie and, not Peter, the dog.
I don't remember what happens.
They get stuck in the bank. It's like a real depressing episode. And
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah.
have to go back and watch
Brian
it.
has a gun. It's not even a funny episode. It's just a really weird, depressing episode.
Maybe he was going through something.
I don't know. You go back and watch that episode.
But it's going to be anything but PC. And it looks like they're keeping true to the type of humor.
I don't know if it's going to be R or 13, PG-13.
I think they were all PG-13. So I don't think it will be R. Because you want to get the full,
What are his other movies?
Huh?
What are his other movies? They
Well,
R?
Ted was R.
And what about, was it A Million Ways to Die in the West?
That had to be R. It was so much violence. That had to be R. Yeah, it was. It was PG-13, the old one. So they're probably not going to deviate from that.
Yeah, we want everyone to be able to see it.
You want to get the larger audience.
Yeah.
So, and people are, now let's see if people freaking go. Okay. Because everyone's always complaining, there are no more like raunchy comedies or like, Naked Gun type comedies, Zucker Brothers type comedies, Airplane, stuff like that. Here's going to be one.
But those people also complain that they don't want to see reboots or anything like
So
that. You can't win. They don't want to see anything.
Right. So let's see if people actually go to the theater and this movie makes money because it's going to be funny. It's going to be that same style as the old ones. So if it bombs, then that's why they're not making them anymore. Okay. Because no one goes to see them. I hope it does well because I love those movies. Those were great movies.
I bet you it does like 30, 40 mil opening weekend.
You think so? Yeah. But that was good for the 90s.
I know. You just got to make 100 million now.
Now it's 100 million or bust. Or
I'd
you're
be
a failure.
surprised. I'd be shocked if it made over 50.
Yeah. You think so? I hope it does well. They were so good. The Zucker brothers, they were geniuses.
Oh, those movies are,
They were geniuses,
classics.
the Zucker brothers.
They still hold up, those movies.
Airplane's
the greatest comedy of all time, I think.
Kentucky Fried Movie. Remember that one?
Really
that was
good,
their first one, I think.
That was their first one.
Top Secret with Val Kilmer.
That's a good movie. Yeah.
Val Kilmer, man, he was amazing in that. And then one of them, I think it was David Zucker. He went and did Ghost. That was weird.
That's his true passion.
Oh, no, it was Jerry Zucker. It was the other one who did Ghost.
Who did the Hot Shots movies? Were those the Zuckers?
Those were Jim Abrams.
Because those are in the same ilk.
Oh, yeah, because that was popular. Well, the Zucker brothers made those parody movies very popular. And then the Wayneses came in. They took over that whole genre and did a million of them, which are also all pretty good. But the genre kind of got burnt out. There were so many of them. Yeah. They started doing them for everything.
It was getting too silly.
Yeah, it was. But I actually got to also go back and, Mel Brooks with Spaceballs.
Yeah.
That was one of the originators as well. And we'll see that too, Spaceballs, because they're making another one of those. Right. So we'll see if people go see it. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to that because I know they're going to piss off just the right people. So we got some insight into the Fantastic Four. This is a little shocking, I think, that the universe that they're in, they have no other superheroes in that. It's just them. In that universe, it's just the Fantastic Four, like space race era type of thing.
That makes sense, though, to make them superstars. That's why they're such big superstars.
Right, like they're the Beatles.
They're the only ones.
Yeah, right. They're the only ones in that universe.
Puts a magnifying glass on them.
Right. So, but it also pretty much tells you that universe is going to get wiped out. It's going to be the end of that universe, and you don't kill anyone else.
Right. Do you think Galactus eats that universe?
Yeah, he probably eats
escape
it.
somehow?
Yeah, he probably eats it.
That'd be cool to see.
Yeah, that's going to be cool, right?
Eat the universe.
I want to see that. Yeah, I want to see Galactus eat not the universe, he'll eat the world. He eats worlds.
Eat the world.
Yeah, he eats the world. So, what are you, an idiot?
I want to see him physically eat the world. I want a knife and a fork on a plate. I want to see him cut it up.
No, he has the Silver Surfer cut it up for him and feed him.
Well, that's another movie. That's a fetish movie.
They also said there's no references or clues hinting at other superheroes in that universe. They're just going to focus on the Fantastic Four and that how they cultivated that world. Yeah. So that I think that's a good way to go. Yeah.
That'll be weird too when they meet the other superheroes. It'll be their first time meeting
it'll be
people like them.
It'll be a culture shock for them when they go into the main continuity to see all these heroes. Yeah. Then there's also the opportunity to make people happy if they kill off the female Silver Surfer in that world so that the male real Silver Surfer can be introduced in the main continuity.
No, maybe he helps them escape. Maybe he's the one who gets them out of the universe or something. Or she. Maybe she gets them out.
No, maybe she sacrifices herself to get them out. That's a good call. Oh, if that comes true,
she's the hero.
I'm going to cut this out if that's true. I'm going to retroactively go back to this episode and cut it out so there's no record of you being right.
You're going to Running Man dub it?
The Running
bad
Man.
One.
Isn't that funny with the Running Man, how all that shit came true? Like how you can now alter video. And like when you used to watch Running Man, you're like, how could they just make Jesse Ventura kill someone? You can now. You can literally just type it in and have a video create anything you want to happen.
They were ahead of their time.
That was really ahead of its time. Yeah.
They just finished shooting the new one.
Yeah. With, what's his face from, I always forget that guy's name.
I want to say Clint Eastwood, but it's
not
Clint
Eastwood.
It's something Eastwood.
No, it's East. Is it Eastwood? No,
so.
He was in the Netflix movie with I like how everyone knows who that is just by doing that.
It's in these movies.
Yeah, Glenn Powell. Eastwood
Powell.
It's right here. Samsonite. I was way off.
Same thing.
I always thought he would make a really good Booster Gold.
They were talking about him.
Glenn Powell, yeah. He'd be an excellent Booster Gold.
They are making that movie, they said. They want to make a Booster Gold movie.
Yeah. Well, that's right up James Gunn's alley. Because you got comedy. It'll be great. I think it would be a better series, though, maybe.
Yeah.
Might be a good
better
Max series.
Yeah, television show.
Right. Because he could get like in all kind of trouble with everyone. He's such an asshole. Yeah. Who's playing the game show host in the new Running Man? Wow, they have a hell of a cast for that movie. Josh Brolin, William H. Macy, Michael Cera, Emilia Jones, Sean Hayes.
Brolin's going to be one of the bad guys, probably. Don't you think?
He's playing Killian. He's playing the game show host.
Oh, wow. Wow. Is it a straight reboot or is it?
I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a little different. Right. Of course. It's always going to, there might be things in the book or was it a book?
I think they said it's going to stick more to the book.
Yeah. They'll probably, usually when they do a second, when an adaptation hits the reboot phase, they usually go back and stay more faithful to the book.
Source material.
Yeah, like Dune. Yeah. Like that was like a really crazy movie. The first original old one in the 80s. And then the new one is more faithful to the book. I think that's usually the method. I hope that Arnold gets a cameo though in it.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
He's gotta have a cameo. Yeah. Maybe he's playing the Jesse Ventura role. Yeah.
Maybe they keep it under wraps.
Right.
That'd be
He's gotta be in it though, right?
Yeah. You have to put him in it.
Gotta put him in there somewhere. Yeah, he'll do it. He'll do it. He loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how we just know him. We absolutely know him.
Arnie.
Yeah, it's Arnie. This is going to be a stacked comic time. Got a lot to talk about here.
It's the first.
Okay, so right off the bat, we're going to start with good friend of the show, GG5 Shadow, sent me this. He sent it to me.
I didn't get one.
You didn't get one. Where's your...
Mine must be in the mail.
Where's your Blade Forger, Dave?
Must have got lost in the mail.
I don't see your Blade Forger. I have a Blade Forger. Do you have a Blade Forger? I don't see your Blade Forger, Dave. Where's your Blade Forger?
Where's your LeBaron, Freddy? Where's your LeBaron? How many LeBarons? Are there two LeBarons? Hey,
shut up!
It looks like a knockoff He-Man.
It looks like He-Man, right? Yeah. It looks pretty cool, though. I like it. I like the look of it. I'm going to read it. I've never heard of it, but it's he went to, I forgot where he went. They were having some signing or something like that, and he got one of these, and he thought of us and sent it to us. Isn't that cool? I thought that was really, really cool of him. And he sent us there was a poster that came with it. And look at that, signed by the artist there on the bottom. Isn't that cool? Anything with magic swords, I'm in. I love magic swords.
Why did you play Magic the Gathering?
I never got those card games. I never understood those card games, how they worked. Yeah, I guess I didn't reach that level of nerddom, the card game era. I didn't get there.
I think that was a little after our time.
Yeah, I think I met a girl and that stopped it. It stopped it cold.
There are girls who play those games.
I know there are now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember, we're a little old.
You're a little old.
Oh yeah, you're so far. You're so much younger.
I'm not
than
there
me.
yet.
You're so far behind me. And then some really sad news. That happens. Things from Another World, the place I bought, and a lot of people purchased all their pre-orders from. They're not going out of business, but they're stopping the entire online system. So you're not able to purchase any books from them online anymore. They still have 2 physical stores in the West Coast, but I got to find a new place to buy comics now.
That's terrible.
I don't think you're a dick. Why would you be insensitive?
Where am I going to get all my things from Another World now?
They really had the best prices on pre-orders and exclusive and and ratio variants.
That's why they're going out of business.
Well,
good prices.
It's actually the comic industry in general is just going through a kind of a bubble burst right now.
Crafti Comics is going out of business. Too.
Crafti Comics is also going out of business. Yeah,
you didn't buy enough frames.
I'm sorry, I bought as many as I could. Yeah, them too. They're going out of business, and a lot of the big keys they're dropping in value. It's a bubble burst. It is. I mean, this was bound to happen.
Time to sell.
Too many no, it's a time to buy. It's a time to buy. To buy if you've been looking at buying some like old school, golden age, silver age, bronze age keys,
which I have been.
Yeah, I know you have. And now's the time to do them because the value is low right now. And I think it has a lot to do with all the store exclusives and just too many variants.
Yeah. Well, when the cards went under, the sports cards, it was because they started doing all those other bullshit.
Yeah, it was just too many. Flooded the market.
Holograms.
Flooded the market.
Yeah.
But there is a silver lining, though. I think people are reading more, collecting less.
Nerds.
They're interested in the stories, especially the Absolute series. They're doing very well. And here's two more. This will be my second to last shipment from Things from Another World. But Flash, Absolute Flash, and Absolute Martian Manhunter. Pretty cool, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, haven't read them yet. I will. But people are really loving this new Absolute universe that DC has put together.
Well, how come people love it? Those people seem not to like when they change things, but they love this stuff, which are completely different distortions of the story.
It's fickle. People are very fickle.
As long as you don't touch the original guy. I don't understand.
Well, I mean, you just don't have the brain power, I guess. You're just not smart.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, you just don't understand. You
or
can't
is it just
understand.
ridiculous?
I mean, you're someone who doesn't like the Big Lebowski, so your IQ is in Celsius. So
I like Celsius. Some people prefer Celsius.
I hate the metric system.
So.
And then I got back from CGC, got my McFarlane back.
When are they going out of business?
CGC?
Yeah.
I don't think so. People are still sending billions of books to them. I'm sure their business is down a little bit though. That's another thing, probably too much flooding in the market of graded comics. It'll all level out, just like it did, in the 90s. They did the same thing. They flooded the market with all the chromium covers and this cover and that cover and 80 billion series and print runs, and that's what happens. You get too overzealous. You're selling too many books. You have a good time. It pops, and then you reboot.
Or maybe this is the last time and it dies completely.
Why? What the hell is the matter with you? What's wrong with you?
Oh, just so we don't have to do comic time anymore. The whole thing goes to hell.
You're actually behind the entire industry tanking. It's all been you. You're the Kaiser Sose of this whole thing. But I was very happy with the grade on this. I was actually hoping for anything in the 9s because it has a couple of nicks on the back on the spine, and I didn't know at the time that they weren't going to be witnessing at MegaCon for McFarlane's signature. And I already I already put the order in the system before I got there because I like to have all the paperwork ready because you know me, I have to have everything set.
Paperwork?
Yeah, you had to file the paperwork.
You're adopting a child? Paperwork.
I don't like doing it there because there's a million people behind you. I like to have everything ready and you don't have to spend a lot of time at the booth. So I already had all my paperwork done, but then I found out that they weren't going to witness it. So they just added on the JSA authentication, which I actually think this label looks even better than the regular Signature Series label with the little black line on top. Looks pretty badass. So very happy with how that came out. That's going up on the wall. Up on the Spidey wall up there. Do you have a Spidey wall? You don't have a Spidey wall, Dave.
I have a Spidey wall.
No, you don't. You don't have a Spidey wall. Oh, yeah, I know which Spider-Man you have. You have...
I have a Spider-Man. I have the best Spider-Man.
I know you at least have Web of Spider-Man 118.
And I have Spider-Man 2025?
2099.
2099, I have that first issue.
Yeah, that's a good one to have.
I think it's worth
some
some money, though.
It's worth a little bit. It had its like boom during COVID. It had a boom. The one you know what the one to get was? The one we saw it a million times in KB Toy Store. There's one that came, it was a white cover, and it came with the toy, the figure. And you know how we always thought that those are going to be worthless because they're with the figure. The little comic that came in, it said not for resale on them. It came with the figure. That's worth the most.
I don't remember that one.
You don't remember that?
Mm-mm.
That one is now worth more than all the other because they were it's rarer, and a lot of people when they opened up the figure, they just tossed the comic in the garbage. So so they're rare.
Well, because it was in a toy store. So
it was in a toy store. Yeah.
KB Toys. They
Remember
don't have toy stores anymore.
No, they really don't.
Right? Just Walmart and
Walmart, Target.
Those are the
Amazon.
toy aisles.
Yeah. Toys R Us is trying to come back.
Are there any?
There's like a new one coming somewhere. They're trying to pop them up, and they tried to pop them up in JCPenney's, but that was just sad. Oh man, I walked through that.
Who's going to JCPenney's?
I wanted someone to kidnap me in that aisle.
Why would you pop up a place in a place where no one goes?
Yeah, you're right.
How are you hiding it?
No one's already going to JCPenney. Why?
I was like, are you hiding something in a red anthill?
A pocket universe. Yeah. Toys R Us now in 3 pocket universe locations.
Try to find us.
It's a challenge. Scavenger hunt.
Is it Easter egg on?
So then another thing I wanted to bring up.
Are we still in comic time?
Yes, we're still in comic time.
Jesus.
Yes. I told you it was action-packed today. Circumstances. You know him, right? Everyone loves circumstances. Who doesn't like circumstances? Everyone. He brought up an interesting topic, and I hope he doesn't mind us piggybacking off of it a little bit.
Get a cease and desist.
He brought up I'll just play a little of it here.
I don't have any drama this week. There's really nothing going on that I know of. Of course, we've got the people paying for promoting their stuff on YouTube. I guess there's some controversy around that. I don't quite understand why it's controversial, but
so I didn't know this was going on either. But apparently, there's these YouTube purists out there. And if you promote your video, your views are not as authentic as people who don't promote their videos. I mean, there's never a level too ridiculous for people to try to separate themselves from other people. Like, why do we always have to draw lines in everything and make so these people are not as good as us?
That's like the new selling out is promoting your video.
I think it stems from a lot of misconception because, complete transparency. Of course we promote our videos.
Sure, why wouldn't you?
We put a lot of work into it. Maybe it doesn't look like it to some people, but we put a lot of work into this, okay? And why wouldn't you do you get mad at movie trailers? That's promoting a product.
Why would you help your product out?
Yeah. It's not a ton of money. You put like $10, $20 on a promotion, and yeah, they do help get your videos in front of other eyes that would not. The algorithm is a fickle thing. So you don't always get, all the viewers that you could be getting. Maybe they're watching a different kind of genre and stuff, but there's kind of crossover involved.
People act like the cream always rises to the top, and it doesn't.
No,
naturally.
it doesn't.
That's such bullshit.
No, it does not.
There's lots of talented people who never make it.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Exactly.
Like you have to do what you got to do.
Right. Exactly. And there's people. I think a lot of people think that you're paying for clicks or paying for views. And that's not the case.
People still bypass it if they don't like it.
How this works is that if it's basically just Google ads because Google owns YouTube. So all they did in the promotion system in YouTube is just a streamlined version of Google ads. And you can go and do Google ads separately if you want. It's a lot more complicated. The user interface is very unfriendly. I've tried it. Because I watched the video saying that you could actually get better results if you do it separately. But there's a lot going on in there, and I didn't want to deal with it. So they streamlined it, made it simple, put it into YouTube under the promotions tab, and it's very friendly, very easy to understand, very easy to put a promotion out. It's quick, and if people don't want to click on it, they don't click on it. It's not like you're buying views. That's not how it works at all. You have to it's just an ad, a little Google ad that comes up and gets you in front of people that don't normally watch your stuff. Yeah. So if they like it, they click on it. And then they also have to subscribe if they like it. In order to be a subscriber, they physically have to subscribe. It's not a bot thing. The only way there are like third party, erroneous companies out there. Yeah. But YouTube cracks down on that. If they see you're trying to, do bot farms and things like that.
That's different.
Yeah, that's totally different. Yeah, that's what I think that's what fake. People think the promotion system is, and it's not that at all.
Yeah.
And then there's some people that think, people are just doing promotions to become monetized. Well, I hate to break it to you, but anything you get from promotions doesn't count towards monetization. That's the other thing. Like if you get 1,000 hours of viewing from your promotion, none of it counts towards the 3,000 hours you need in a 12-month span to have your channel be monetized. None of it. So it's literally, promotion is simply to get you in front of other people. Maybe they see you, they like you, they send it to your friend. That's the purpose of it, just to get more exposure. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, the people who complain about this stuff are people who don't do anything. They don't create anything. You know what I mean? Like, they're just sitting at home typing on their computer. Like, you don't create anything. You've never done anything.
Well, but okay, all right, settle down. Settle down. What Circumstances was talking about is that actually some YouTube people were saying that, like, I've had a channel for however many years and I've never used promotions. I'd rather get my views and followers the natural way.
What a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit.
No, well, I think it comes out of misconception. That's what I think. I don't, because they've never used it, so they don't know how it works.
I'm a purist.
Yeah, well,
purist?
That's always the thing, right? Why do we always have to put the dividers in as small as a niche community as we are already? Like, why do we have to separate each other?
If the content's good, people will watch it. If it's not, people won't.
That's it.
It doesn't matter what you do.
That's it.
I mean, it's like we're using chopsticks instead of forks. Why would you use chopsticks? Just because you're a pompous prick who likes to, I use chopsticks.
I use chopsticks.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. I throw those right in the garbage because we have forks now, right?
It's fun to use the chopsticks.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun not to, do videos so people don't see them.
Sometimes I drop the sesame chicken on my shirt, because not good at it.
Chopsticks. You know what? That doesn't happen with forks.
Sometimes I stab the chicken with my chopstick because I get very upset.
That's a fork now. It's a wooden fork.
They are useful. They do work. No, they do not. They do not sully your channel. They do not make you a lesser form of entertainment. You're not fake. Your views are not fake. Your subscribers are not fake. All right. It's literally just a commercial. I'm sorry, I thought everyone loved America so much. What's more American than promoting your product?
It's money. It's hard-earned money that you get and you're spending. I mean, what's wrong with that?
People like to find something wrong with everything.
People don't like capitalism now? I thought that was the thing.
And then we have something else.
Christ.
Well, I just want to announce that we have our store is open now.
Oh, yes. You should have led with that.
We have our store open. You can go to the links will be in the YouTube homepage, our channel homepage, the video homepages, Instagram bio. You'll be able to find it. And we have all kinds of exciting new products.
Merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
And opportunities to support us.
Or just send us money.
Yeah, or just send us money.
What? Envelopes.
We take money orders as well.
Checks, food stamps.
I'll take a food stamp. Yeah.
Can you use a food stamp?
Yeah.
We eat.
I go to Aldi. But yeah, that's up. And we got great response for the comic belt. Thank you to everybody who liked the videos and commented on it. So these are going to be, I'm getting the prototypes ready. Bear with me. There's only so many hours in a day.
He's not that smart.
I actually do have a real job. This is not, this is not all I do.
No, he doesn't.
I assure you I have a real job. But I'm going to be getting these ready, sending them out to some people. And then we'll also be putting them up for sale. And Now Comics will have its own website where you can get these. And so.
And the hats.
Hats will be available. Yes, we'll have stickers and everyone. Yeah, and now we'll have Now Comic stickers that will come with the comic belts as well. A lot of stuff happening. Very exciting. I think we're getting too big. We should quit. I think we should quit now. I think we've reached where we need to be. Like Seinfeld says, you hit that high note and you get the hell out of there.
I guess there are no small diseases, only small actors. All right, that's it for me. We're going, everybody.
What do you think of these new torpedo bats that the Yankees started using?
Yeah, it's so stupid. That story went so off the rails because everyone made it out to be like it was just the Yankees. And meanwhile, there were like all these other teams using it at the same time, but it didn't get into the story. Minnesota was using it, Tampa Bay, Toronto, Chicago, the Mets, Orioles, Reds, Phillies, Pirates. A lot of players have been using it. It's just that I think there was like some scientist on the Yankees payroll that developed it or something like that. It's an interesting idea as long as they're not, as long as the bat is not over the regulation on the width. What's wrong with
Nothing.
it? Yeah,
they're just moving the barrel around.
Right. It's just so if some players are more susceptible to hitting the ball in that area, the bat. They're playing by the rules.
The Yankees aren't scoring them. I mean, they've been not great lately.
No, no, it's stupid because they had that one big game where they hit like 35 home runs in that one game.
It was against the Brewers, and the next game the Brewers got hammered again by another team. So the Brewers just suck.
It's just equipment technology. It's much to do about nothing. You know, maybe it helps some people. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it even hurts. Who knows?
Are you saying that the bats today aren't better developed than bats 10 years ago?
Yeah, of course they are.
Naturally?
Of course they are. And the balls are always different too.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always changing like that.
Right. What I really want to see is that damn robot umpire into effect. I thought we were going to get that this year, but I guess not.
No, they were just testing it this year.
Did they make a decision?
It seemed like it went well, I think.
Looked great.
Yeah. So maybe they'll implement it.
Looked fantastic. Although I fear, the only fear that I have with the robot umps, it's going to put John Boy out of business, who's very funny, and I don't want to lose him. His videos are great with the lip reading on the arguments. That'll kind of like take all his material away.
Well, they could still argue. I mean, if they run out of challenges.
Yeah, but it'll diminish it big time. Yeah. Because those videos are hilarious. But you got to get those robot umpires. These umpires, they're still being, even with the threat of that happening, they're still being brazen. You know, I saw a John Boy the other day where the umpire was like, "This is my strike zone today." Really, dickhead? Really? Okay, just hang tight, okay? Because you're going to be obsolete in about a year.
Because everybody came to see your strike zone.
What is the ego on these umpires?
I mean, why would you to do that job? I think you have to have a bit of an ego.
And how do you get recorded saying something like that and not get suspended?
The baseball union, that umpire union, is crazy. Like they cannot. You look how long it took Angel Hernandez to get rid of him.
Yeah, and he was terrible.
He was. I mean, basically, Daredevil.
Enrico Palazzo was better than Angel Hernandez. So some great series that are on right now. I really think that we're going through like kind of like a new golden age of television right now. Like TV's never been better, in my opinion.
Is that hurting movies directly?
I think it might be because people like to sit home and binge series now instead of going to the theater.
It's cheaper.
And you know, when I went to the Minecraft movie, man, I was like, I looked at my wife and I'm like, gee, I wonder why people don't come to the theaters anymore, because it was like the kids were having a good time, but the adults who pay for a lot of the tickets, like it was very irritating. You know, it was a little irritating. I know it was a matinee and it was kids and that's how it's supposed to be and stuff. But I had somebody next to me, endlessly crinkling a bag of like, I don't know, a sub or something they brought outside food in,
Supersized bag of chips.
Oh my God. It was just the entire, I don't know how long this bag was, but it was constantly, it was like a Hermione bag of food. And it was just endless amounts of crinkling. And it was just so irritating. And you want to like, you do like you give them the side eye,
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. So eventually you got to like say, hey.
You got to be willing to go to jail.
You got
to be willing to go to jail.
You gotta have that instinct before you even leave the house.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm ready to go to jail today if someone annoys me in that
there.
theater. But it could be that the rise of this quality television that we're getting is hurting theaters as well. And right now we got the studio, as we mentioned earlier, just incredible. Rogan home run with this. Especially all the one shots that they're doing in this.
Well, they had that one episode. It's called The Oneer.
I know. And the whole thing is a oneer.
It's great.
Can you imagine, like, how does that work? Because they have like a crew in the show and then there's a crew filming the crew.
Right.
Like, wow. Like, talk about a meta episode. I don't think there's ever been a more meta episode.
That's my favorite episode so far.
It's really impressive.
When that ended, you're like, oh shit, it's over.
And it also kind of like Curb Your Enthusiasm at the end, where the car was blocking the path. Like that was, how it all culminated at the end. It had like a Larry David feel to it. Really, really well done. The writing is incredible. I don't know how many takes they're doing on these.
How does he get a lot of famous people in that show?
I think a lot of people.
Them?
Well, he's got a lot of friends. I think. Yeah.
And Apple's got a lot of money.
Yeah, and he's a writer, so people love good writers because you think, oh, maybe he'll write something for me, Right. So he's got a lot of friends.
He still writes with that Evan
Goldberg.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. They're still partners.
They write everything together.
Yeah, you can't get rid of him like you can't get rid of you.
I bet you Evan's the brains behind all of it, just like us.
Could be. Yeah, could be. Yeah, that's a really incredible show. Very funny, very original, fresh, very new kind of show. And then let's go to the opposite end of the spectrum. There, fun show that's not so funny. The Handmaid's Tale. You ever see any of those? No. This is
I'm watching it in real time. What do I need to watch a series for?
Just turn on the news
around me.
Just turn on the news.
I'm in the middle of it.
This is the final season, and it's a powerhouse show. Powerhouse show. The thing about art is sometimes supposed to warn you, warnings about things that could happen in society. It's supposed to look through that lens and say, beware of this. Terminator 2. All those dystopian movies, right? They all give you that warning. This one is the best one I've ever seen of the reason not to mix religion with government, right? This is the absolute best show that hammers that point home of why those two things should stay separate. That's why it's in the first, right there, the First Amendment, the first one. It's why it's right in there about not establishing a religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. So keep them separate. This show really makes it abundantly clear of why. Everyone always likes to talk about the founding fathers, the founding fathers this, the founding fathers that. But they like to skip over this part, which is right there in the first one. I don't know how they're going to end it, but so far these first 3 that they've released, it's ending more on an upswing. How they all used to end like you just wanted to really just down a bottle of pills after a lot of those episodes. But in this last season, you're getting more of a optimistic kind of upswing.
Was it getting too close to just real events?
They even said that. They said that reality was getting too close to the show. So they had to pep it up a little bit so that people weren't going to be so upset when they're watching the show. Because it's one thing when things are good, then you watch something dismal.
And you can shut it off and go back to the good stuff.
Right. But now it's too close to reality. So now they got to make it a little more optimistic. And then Diego Luna had an interesting comment about the new season of Andor. He said, after you see this season 2, you're going to want to go back and watch Rogue One because it's going to make the movie look very different to you, which I love. I love that. I love when supplemental material makes stuff you've seen a million times, you see it through a different lens. Because the Clone Wars did that for the prequels. Big time. April 22nd, the new season premieres. And from what I saw from the previews, it looks like there's going to be a lot more action in this one because the rebellion's in full swing now. You know what they did? A really smart thing. They put out a kind of a summary. It's I don't know if it's 16 minutes long of season 1. So you could just Cliff Notes, Andor Cliff Notes.
So I'll watch those.
You can watch that. Right. Yeah. And then you'll be caught up.
Oh. Can they just put Cliff Notes out for the new season too?
You're doing yourself a disservice. You really are.
I?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
One more disservice. What's the difference? Did you see it was Rex Manning Day? On the 8th?
Yeah, I loved Empire Records. That was one of the best coming of age movies. And it kind of is in both those genres, coming of age movie, but also those vinyl record movies or rock store movies. What was the other one with John Cusack? High Fidelity. Those kind of movies. And Empire Records was a classic for its time.
It's like a quintessential 90s movie.
It really is. Yeah. I mean, Liv Tyler, who wasn't in love with Liv Tyler with the Aerosmith videos and stuff?
I think it's a perfect movie. That movie's a perfect movie.
Oh my God. Here we go.
Empire Records is a perfect movie.
Yeah. That and Gremlins too.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. Empire Records is a fantastic, perfect, well-rounded movie.
It's a good movie, but I mean, come on, a perfect movie.
It's a perfect movie.
Okay.
Love Empire Records. I just went back and watched it. And then I watched That Thing You Do too.
That Thing You Do is a good movie.
Great movie.
That's a better movie than Empire Records.
It's funny because I watch that movie now, and now I I more like watch it from the eyes of the store manager.
Oh, Empire Records?
Yeah, than the kids. Like, the poor guy's just trying to get through the day and run the store, and he's got to deal with these kids' problems all goddamn day. These dumb problems.
Funny when you get older, how you watch things in a different, like when I watch The Goonies now, I'm like, these kids their parents are worried sick.
You watch Empire Records, it's like the kid lost the money. Like, this idiot loses the money. Like, this guy's got to cover for them all day.
Yeah, the poor record store
just
owner.
wants to go home and relax and get through the day.
It is funny how you see them differently when you grow older. You start to feel the empathy for the adults in the movie where you were like, Rage Against the Machine when you were younger.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like these kids are such assholes.
So Tarantino is supposedly doing a Cliff Booth series. It's going to be a series on Netflix, a spinoff from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood on the Brad Pitt character. And it's going to be a series with David Fincher directing and Tarantino writing. Yes, sir.
I'm surprised he would do that. That he wouldn't look down on that.
Maybe he's having trouble finishing that last film.
Well, it doesn't look like he can get it, like he knows what he wants to do.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't know what that's going to be yet. Because I think because I think originally this was supposed to be one of the ideas for the last movie, a spinoff with Brad Pitt on this character, but he scrapped it. Right. And now it's going to be a TV show.
Maybe he's putting too much pressure on it being that last movie.
Yeah.
Just
make
doing movies. Right. He's a young guy.
Yeah, I don't know why he has to.
Keep doing movies.
He's so afraid he's going to ruin his legacy, I think.
He wants 10. 10's in the number for some reason.
Nice round number.
He's been saying that for a while.
Yeah.
Just keep making movies. So if you make a bad one, make a bad one.
Screw it. Just keep making movies. I mean, even if it's bad, it's not going to be bad. I guess he just doesn't want to go out on it. He just want to go out on it.
Well, then make another one.
Right.
Keep chasing it.
Chase that dragon.
Yeah. Why would he make a bad movie? He's so good at it.
It sounds like an interesting idea because to me, DiCaprio's performance and character in that movie was stupendous, superb, incredible. But the thing that made that movie was Cliff Booth. That really is. You watch that movie for Cliff Booth. He was the star of the film, especially in the climax at the end, where he takes out. And did you know that the girl that he kills, he hits in the face with the dog food can, and then DiCaprio lights on fire? That's the one who just won Best Picture for Honora.
Oh, is it?
That's her. Yeah. The one who's screaming her head off for 4 minutes straight screaming. She just won Best Actress.
He knows talent.
Right.
Why doesn't he do his last movie should be Gremlins 3?
All right. He did say Gremlins is the perfect movie.
Why doesn't he do Gremlins?
He should do Gremlins. Make it an even more. I guess because he said Gremlins is perfect, he can't improve.
Doesn't want to touch it.
He can't improve on that. Somehow Samuel L. Jackson is involved with the Gremlins.
He could be a gremlin.
I said don't feed these motherfuckers after midnight.
He could be like the old wise man. He sells the mogwai.
So our buddy, the Todd father, who we each got the fist bump at MegaCon, he wants Zachary Quinto of Star Trek fame and Heroes fame, Mr. Spock himself, to be the new Batman in James Gunn's DCU.
I don't love it.
You don't love it? I think.
What does he know about? I mean,
what do you mean? What does he know?
What about casting movies?
He knows the character. He knows who would work.
That doesn't mean he knows who would work on screen.
I think he'd be good, actually.
Really?
He's intense, Zachary Quinto.
Yeah, but as Batman,
I think he could be Batman. Well, was everyone so sure that Pattinson could be Batman? And look how good.
No.
Look how amazing that turned out.
I just like his look. Pattinson has a look.
I think he's got a Bruce Wayne look. Zachary Quinto. I think he passes that. Yeah.
I don't know. You have to beef up a little bit.
You're being an asshole. You're just being an asshole now.
I don't know. I don't love it.
Give him a shot.
I mean, you give him a shot. I'm just saying, first look, I don't love it.
Our pal, Todd McFarlane.
When he pissed on me, he told me he didn't like you.
Damn it. I knew I heard a whisper. Yeah. I heard a whisper.
Who's this asshole behind you? That's what he said to me. You didn't hear it.
I had a very good conversation with him when he signed my book. We're best friends, pretty much best friends now. There's even a document from a legal processor sent me something with his signature on it, which I'm very proud to have.
I think that's bad.
No, it's got a signature. It's excellent. I'm going to frame it right next to my ASM 316.
Have him sign it again.
I'm going to bring that to the next MegaCon and have him sign that.
Have it graded.
I'm going to send in my restraining order to CGC. They'll go grade anything. They'll do it. They'll grade it.
Oh, 9.3.